Hello, my name is Regulus. I'm sure you know me. And I'm here to explain what actually happened for the League season 2023, why there was a rematch, and how the rematch actually happened. So this will provide clarity for everyone that was not directly involved in the situation. Just a quick disclaimer before I go on with the video. I would like to say that I am actually a part of one of the teams in the finale, FIJP, and I experienced everything firsthand, so I actually have the right to explain everything since I actually know what happened. And I will only be including objective information, and any claims or decisions made here in the video are actually made by the individuals or the teams mentioned, and that they are not my own claims. And so I hope you enjoy the video. On December 3rd, 2023, 1 p.m. UTC, the original finale took place between Ipai JP team and Umbra Termi team. For simplicity, I will be referring to them as JP team and UT team. For the first two matches, JP team led the finale with a winning streak, resulting in a 2-0 score. While all teams were focusing on using copter sprinter planes, or SCPs, the JP team have developed a new meta revolving around Ion's fire tanks, focusing on stalling the point as long as possible rather than actually killing. This resulted in a low KDR for the JP team, but because the points were basically uncappable by UT, JP came in victorious. There was a concern of inevitable EMP being used by JP team, but that was later proven to be a visual bug rather than actual bug abuse. The time of victory for match 2 took place at 1:37 p.m. UTC. However, the next match did not take for 20 minutes. At this mark in time, new bots by UT team that are similar in style to JP's choice began to pop up in the CRF, raising concerns that UT team may be purposely stalling the match so they could develop a similar meta of their own in the meanwhile. UT claims that this delay was caused by disconnects rather than building. By 2 p.m. UTC, JP complained that all members of both teams were in customs, with JP team fully in queue while waiting for UT. Whether or not this was an internet issue has yet to be proven or disproven. Regardless, no one took action because of a new rule that said the third match had to start 65 minutes after the original gathering of 1 p.m. UTC, and this time had not passed yet. For match 3, UT had brought a modified version of JP's meta with an additional Tesla spider tank. This newly developed meta proved to be extremely effective as UT took the victory for matches 3, 4, and 5. This made UT the original first place winner with JP in the second. However, a user known as Nosh raised concerns to rule breaks where the original rulebook stated that a team cannot be put in waiting for more than 5 minutes between matches unless it's a DC. This made the wait that UT made JP take between matches 2 and 3, which took approximately 40 minutes against the rules, which confronted the validity of victories of matches 3, 4, and 5. At this point, Regulus, or me, have requested the issue to be handled on a private manner between the admins, UT and JP, which is accepted, and from this point on, all issues were handled in the private chat. The admins asked to be given time to come up with a decision to resolve the conflict, which took several days. In the meanwhile, the following proposals were made. Number 1. All matches are valid and UT takes the victory. Number 2. The wait time between matches 2 and 3 are against the rules, and so UT are disqualified and JP takes the win with a point of 3-0. Number 3. Only matches 3, 4, and 5 are invalid and a rematch would take place. The admins have concluded that the rulebook was confusing and that all parties involved misinterpreted the rules, so a rematch would take place, which was a decision they deemed to be most fair for both parties involved, with Dams in charge of the whole rematch operation as he was the one supervising the original finale. Then, it took approximately 3 months for a rematch to be scheduled due to difficulties in finding the appropriate time both parties are available with 5 players. Finally, a rematch was scheduled at 4 p.m. UTC on March 23, 2024, with the player Danny2487 being added to UT team in order to fill up missing slots, a decision which Dams agreed to in order to fulfill the finale. When discussing the conditions for the rematch, the original proposal was to do the rematch for matches 3, 4, and 5 only, as matches 1 and 2 took place without any violation of rules or issues. However, UT has raised concerns about not doing the rematches for matches 1 and 2, as it would have meant that they had to start with 2 losses point disadvantage. Hence, all 5 matches were decided to be held within the rematch. However, JP had then raised concerns about the wins and losses that were negated, even though they occurred under fair conditions. Hence, matches 1 and 2 were decided to be held as recreations of the original matches, with both teams required to use the same loadout and bots as original 2 matches. This was decided on December 20th, 2023. With no public complaints by either parties, DAMS had decided that this was a rule that would take place. Whether or not UT had made private complaints is not something I am aware of, as I only had access to the JP team chat. This decision was finalized and announced on March 18, 2024, and this time UT raised public concerns about the fairness of this, claiming that there would be a guaranteed loss for the first 2 matches if this were to happen, and that they would not participate in the rematch if the rematch didn't occur 100% differently or 100% same as its original finale. However, after concerns from JP saying that they had a compromise for matches 1 and 2 being recreated and that this was the compromise they got in return, DAMS had concluded that the change taking last minute would hinder the smooth sail for the rematch scheduling, and that the rule he decided for matches 1 and 2 being recreation would be stay in place on the 19th of March 2024. Finally, after 3 months, the time for the rematch had arrived. However, when told to recreate the first 2 matches loadout, UT claimed that they had not been notified as the announcement made on the 19th of March did not include a ping for both teams. Additionally, they demanded that the rematch be publicly announced with the reasonings behind the rematch, a term in which JP team agreed with and DAM supposedly agreed to in the past. Hence, an announcement was made in the BoboLeague main chat and the news channel, and the rematch took place. However, UT failed to meet the requirements for the recreations of matches 1 and 2, which led to JP team simply not playing and instead raising concerns to the non-created loadouts by UT on Discord. DAMS formally announced that UT must create the loadouts for the first 2 matches, or JP team would gain the point and the next map would proceed. UT refused to follow, claiming that it was unfair for them and that they were unable to gather the bots as they no longer had them. However, DAMS did not change his mind. This eventually led to JP team winning the first point of the match due to UT not recreating the first match. The same situation occurred for match 2, with JP staying AFK as UT did not make recreations of the match, and then JP got the points for UT not following through with the rules. Finally, the third match took place, with JP bringing a modified version of the original loadout with an addition of Tesla and 2 SMG copters. At the start, the match was fairly even, with UT in the small lead. However, this was when HAL 9XXX of JP team crashed and UT took the chance to gain an advantage. Because this was past 50% of either team's scores, the crash rule did not apply and players had the right to proceed with the match. Right when JP team was about to get triple capped by UT, Danny2487 also crashed, making it a 4v4. JP slowly began to gain ground once again after HAL reconnected after 33 minutes of disconnection. However, they were still struggling. After Danny had reconnected, a few seconds later, E2P also disconnected, resulting in a 5v4 with JP in the advantage. JP quickly took this opportunity to cap the points back from UT, with UT only having the near point left. This was when UT had approximately 90% score on the game. However, because they had almost won, they only had to hold near point for approximately 30 seconds to a minute in order to win. However, JP team ended up triple capping and stealing a core from their base, resulting in the JP team winning the match and the league with 3 to 0 points, a decision in which the admins decided. And so yeah, that is the rematch. That's the total summary. If I got anything wrong, I'm pretty sure I didn't, because this is all objective information. I can guarantee that. Then please let me know if you have any concerns or questions. I am more than willingly going to answer them. However, if there are any insults being thrown around, I will immediately delete the comments, so please shut up if you're going to do that. But yeah, I hope this clarifies everything for everyone, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. See ya.